Welcome back. You're with us on Bazaar, and of course, we're coming to you from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studios. Let's quickly get the SGX back up on the screen. Not that it's giving us too much of a clear indication. Trends are very, very flat this morning. There we go, just around 25 points down now. That's what that index is indicating. Let's get the chat going with Amisha Vora, Chairperson and Managing Director at Prabhudas Lilladher. Amisha, thanks very much for joining in. It's been an interesting pullback from the market, right? What a pullback in style, if I could say, last 2 or 3 sessions. Before we get to stocks, in your own sense, do you think the worst of this sort of downturn is over? Do you think this pullback is a sustainable one? Or would you still keep some cash on the side?
So I thought that 17,200 and around, where market took a good support, which is a very, very good sign. That's very well respected for the time being. I do feel for the year 16,500 and 19,000 could be the kind of range, but this time it took support at 17,200 when there was a lot of chaos. I think it's a very, very healthy sign, and I think it will be respected for quite some time. And also that now, as we see, markets are gaining gradually strength, particularly also in Bank Nifty, Bank Index, and some of the larger market participation. So I am feeling very constructive about it.
Okay, since you spoke about the Bank Index and the Bank Nifty, Amisha, good morning. Let me take that discussion forward. This is Sonia here. IndusInd Bank was a big mover yesterday, right? There's a lot of talk about the extension of the CEO's term, Sumant Katpalia, and that lent new vigor to the stock. How are you feeling about IndusInd now, and any other banks that you like, that you would add to your portfolio now?
So IndusInd for sure, because I think he did a very good job, and extension was awaited by markets to continue to have consolidation in the work that is underway. So in terms of valuation, still it looks attractive. And I think given next 2 to 3 years perspective, the business, the book, both will be consolidated well. So apart from the frontline private sector, which is HDFC and ICICI Bank, both of which we are positive on, selectively we are also positive on Axis and now IndusInd. But also we continue to be positive on PSU side, which is SBI and Bank of Baroda.
Okay, all right. Hi, Amisha. Good morning. Always good hearing your thoughts. Amisha, yesterday Shriram Transport, Shriram Finance, that stock was in focus because there was a large trade that took place. Now, post-market, we understood that, in fact, Dynasty was the one that sold that 4% stake in the company. The problem is, still, Piramal has close to around 8%, and that will be a bit of an overhang on the stock. What's your view on this company?
Frankly, Nigel, I haven't studied this from a fundamental perspective so well to be able to comment at current market price on the prospects. So I would rather give it a pass, frankly.
Okay. What about a stock like Bajaj Auto, particularly for the auto space? Now there are increasing reports that maybe the worst of the export slowdown is behind them. And, they have a lot going for them. There's a new EV launch in the 3-wheeler space. There's the Chetak, which is picking up in terms of production. Do you think some of these laggards could be the leaders of the next rally?
So, precisely because of that reason, I would think that there could be a good downside protection in some of these names and a trading upside. But on a broader basis, particularly in two-wheeler, my view is that over next, 2 to 3 years, it's still an open game where we don't know who will settle with what market share. It's all open for anybody to grab kind of a situation, maybe not next 2 to 3 years, then maybe next 4 to 5 years. But in that situation, when the established market leaders are challenged by new technology product, and that can come from any count, I think that I would not like to enter at a very high PE, which both these players still have, but in an intermittent way, because the pain has been both for example, in Hero because of the rural pain, and here because of exports, when that tapers off, there could be a intermittent upsides.
Okay, all right. Amisha, stay with us. We'll come back to you. By the way, we have some news that's flashing for you on the screen, which has come on the exchanges. And Relicare Enterprises will be the stock that's in focus. I think this is one of those big triggers that the street was waiting for on this particular counter. The stock has seen a sharp correction from close to around 200 rupees, I think, to around this 150 odd rupees. Relicare Finvest has completed the one-time settlement of more than 2,000 crores with lenders. Remember, this was a queue that the street was waiting for the past couple of months, actually. And that's finally come about. So expect that stock to react positively. And we'll try to get in further details. Maybe the management as well will join in the next couple of hours or so. But that's positive. We'll keep an eye out on that stock. We'll try to get you more details. But let's turn our attention to one stock that was buzzing in trade yesterday. Som Distilleries and Breweries, well, that was up close to around 10% by the time we wound up. The street was factoring in some part of good news. Maybe it was the capacity expansion that's coming on stream, or maybe, in fact, the scorching summers, increase in consumption. But to find out more, Mr. Arora, the MD of the company,